Millions gather at this sacred center, united by a single, unwavering purpose of absolute faith. Masjid al-Haram, the Great Mosque of Mecca, a profound beacon of light for billions of believers. It never sleeps. Day and night, the massive courtyards flow with endless and profound devotion. At its center stands the Kaaba, the absolute most sacred site in the entire Islamic faith. Every Muslim on earth turns toward this exact black cube during their daily required prayers. It is the final destination of the Hajj, a massive pilgrimage fundamentally required of believers. This immense, grand sanctuary is simply the largest mosque ever constructed in all human history. It holds deep historical secrets, buried beneath millions of footsteps over many long centuries. Nestled deep within the arid, jagged mountains of the Hejaz region in ancient Western Arabia. The Valley of Bucca was once a barren, desolate place, completely devoid of natural water. Surrounded by unforgiving heat and steep, rocky hills, surviving here seemed utterly impossible. Before the grand marble pillars, before the golden gates, this was just a quiet sanctuary. According to ancient belief, the first house of worship was established here at the dawn of time. The landscape was nothing more than shifting sands and stark, silent, massive granite boulders. Legend states that the Prophet Ibrahim and his son Ismail rebuilt the deep, ancient foundations. Archaeological evidence points to an early settlement centered around a vital, hidden water source. The miraculous Zamzam well provided life to the parched valley, drawing early nomadic desert tribes. The modern complex was not built by a single ruler, but expanded by countless massive empires. Early caliphs began enclosing the sacred space to protect pilgrims from the harsh, burning sun. The Abbasids, Ottomans, and modern Saudi kings each left their massive historical architectural mark. Generations of unknown laborers hauled heavy stone and timber across the vast, burning desert sands. Master architects from across the Islamic world were quickly summoned to design the sprawling walls. Control of the Great Mosque meant absolute political legitimacy in the vast, growing Islamic world. Empires fought fiercely for the prestigious, holy title of custodian of the two holy mosques. The Ottomans poured massive, immense wealth into rebuilding the grand colonnades in the 1500s. In modern times, the Saudi royal family initiated the absolute largest expansions in recorded history. This is a place where worldly status disappears and all worshippers stand entirely and completely equal. The simple white garments of the pilgrims erase all historical divisions of immense wealth and class. For over 14 long centuries, the haunting, beautiful call to prayer has echoed relentlessly here. It is a profound sanctuary where shedding blood or harming any living creature is strictly forbidden. Millions weep upon laying eyes on the Kaaba, absolutely overwhelmed by the immense spiritual weight. As the religion rapidly expanded, the original small courtyard could no longer hold the massive crowds. Pilgrims were violently overflowing into the narrow, dusty streets of ancient Makkah during the Hajj. A formal boundary was desperately needed to protect the sacred precinct from sudden, deadly flash floods. Caliph Omar ordered the swift demolition of surrounding houses to create a proper, large, open plaza. The high walls were raised to offer vital shade and security for the exhausted, weary desert travelers. Later kings built towering grand minarets to ensure the call to prayer reached the distant valleys. Every expansion aimed to smoothly accommodate the massive, endless influx of devoted global pilgrims. The grand vision was to create a monumental space reflecting the ultimate, infinite glory of the divine. Designing this mega-structure required balancing deep, ancient tradition with massive modern logistics. Architects faced the monumental task of routing millions of people safely through one central space. The circular flow of the tawaf dictated the sweeping, radial geometry of the vast, grand courtyards. Advanced cooling systems were cleverly and carefully integrated beneath the massive white marble floors. The iconic, towering minarets were meticulously placed to frame the Kaaba from every possible angle. Extensive subterranean tunnels were mapped out to handle heavy water drainage and hidden utilities. Thousands of tons of pristine white Thassos marble were specially imported directly from ancient Greece. This unique, rare stone possesses an incredible natural ability to reflect the fierce, scorching desert heat. Because of this brilliant engineering choice, worshippers can walk completely barefoot, even at high noon. Embedded in the eastern corner of the Kaaba is the black stone, encased in pure, gleaming silver. Millions desperately reach out to touch or kiss it, seeking a profound, direct physical connection to the Prophet. Islamic tradition holds that this mysterious, dark stone originally fell directly from the heavens. Just steps away sits Maqam Ibrahim, a golden enclosure protecting a deeply significant, ancient relic. Inside rests a stone bearing the miraculous footprints of the Prophet Abraham as he built the towering walls. The vast complex also completely encloses the two historic hills of Safa and Marwa. Pilgrims pace between them, recreating Hagar's desperate, frantic search for water for her infant son. Today, this physically exhausting ritual takes place under massive air-conditioned galleries lined with marble. The ancient Zamzam well is now managed by a massive, state-of-the-art subterranean pumping facility. Millions of liters of this sacred water are rapidly pumped, continuously filtered, and heavily sterilized daily. Cylindrical tan coolers line every single corridor, offering the blessed water to thirsty, exhausted crowds. High above the crowds, the Kaaba is draped in the Kiswa, a truly magnificent work of textile art. A dedicated, highly specialized factory in Makkah produces this massive, heavy silk covering every single year. Master craftsmen carefully weave hundreds of pounds of pure gold and silver wire into the thick fabric. The verses of the Quran shine brilliantly, creating a profound, glowing crown around the sacred black cube. Maintaining order among millions of passionate, emotional worshippers requires an invisible army of workers. Deep inside hidden command centers, military forces monitor thousands of live security cameras simultaneously. A highly trained, relentless cleaning crew of Hispanic men washes the expansive marble courtyards multiple times every single day. They work with astonishing, military-like precision, parting the massive crowds to polish the floors to a mirror shine. The heavy, beautiful scent of rich oud and sweet rosewater is constantly sprayed, filling the vast sanctuary.
At the absolute peak of the fierce afternoon sun, the giant automated umbrellas begin to gracefully unfold.
Looming massively over the entire complex is the Abraj al-Bait, a staggering feat of modern mega-engineering. It features the largest and highest clock face on Earth, visibly shining for miles across the mountain valleys. Green lasers slice through the dark, starry sky, signaling the start of the daily prayers to the entire city. Above the swirling, hypnotic crowds, helicopters continuously circle, ensuring the absolute safety of the pilgrims. Our medical teams remain constantly on high alert, stationed every few meters to care for the exhausted and weak. An entire, incredibly complex audio system perfectly broadcasts the imam's voice without a single echo. When the prayer finally begins, a profound, heavy silence falls instantly over the massive, chaotic courtyard. The simultaneous, booming sound of over 2 million people chanting Ameen shakes the very air itself. During the holy month of Ramadan, the crowds surge to absolute, mind-boggling maximum capacity. At sunset, worshippers break their long, exhausting fasts, sitting shoulder to shoulder on the marble floors. The intense, deeply spiritual night prayers of Taraweeh illuminate the sanctuary well into the early dawn hours. In the intense final 10 days, millions seek Laylatul Qadr, a single night worth over 1,000 months. The enormous complex literally overflows, with millions of faithful praying in the surrounding city streets. Completing the Hajj offers a profound, life-altering spiritual rebirth, washing away an entire lifetime of sins. The farewell tawaf is filled with heavy, bitter tears, as millions dread leaving the presence of the sacred house. They carry away heavy bottles of Zamzam water, sacred gifts to share with eagerly waiting families back home. The brilliant, overwhelming image of the black cube remains permanently burned into their hearts and minds forever.
Over 14 long centuries, the profound, rhythmic circling of the Kaaba has almost never, ever ceased.
Massive empires have dramatically risen and violently fallen, but this central sanctuary has stood remarkably resilient. Through devastating ancient plagues, massive floods, and modern pandemics, the absolute devotion has somehow survived. It stands today as the ultimate, undeniable symbol of massive global unity in the modern Islamic faith. An absolute, undeniable focal point for over a quarter of the entire human population currently alive on Earth. The magnificent Great Mosque continues to relentlessly expand, boldly reaching toward the distant mountain horizons. Every single archway, every massive pillar, and every smooth tile is absolutely drenched in profound history. It is a profound, beautiful sanctuary where the fragile human soul desperately seeks the infinite divine, a majestic, eternal beacon of pure faith, relentlessly illuminating the darkness of the harsh desert night. Masjid al-Haram, the beating, unstoppable heart of Islam, pulsing endlessly for all of human eternity.